Hello everyone and welcome to today's live video here for you with myself when sailing and Yuki. We will go over some higher time frame action on Bitcoin and Yuki will cover some stocks for you and I'll jump right into it. If you want to have more information about us and what we're doing, check out our website or our Discord and enjoy the stream. So if we look here at a higher time frame, we can see where we are with Bitcoin. We had a nice rise over the last few days, fueled by quite some shorts that went into this low here. So mentioned also inside the launch that we got an aggressive amount of shorts into this level, and it could be a nice swing reversal point. But we should not get yet all too much bullish here, especially not after this pump. I would never advise to work or search for a swing long trade here. We are definitely searching for shorts here at the highs. Always remember, don't FOMO in just because it's moving up or moving down. But again, if we look at the higher time frame where we are, we got some really nice support here at our pip channel, at our extension channel here at the lows. So really nice back tests all the time, and we still have some room to go to the upside. So if we are thinking of shorting, where would I look for shorts? Definitely above this high here and in confluence with this fib channel. But overall, I would still like to be a little bit higher up for a short, especially because of the nature of this wick here. So if we check out this wick, if we check out what happened here, we can see that we got a really nice clean backtest here on BTC USD on Bybit. Got a perfect move to the upside, rejected, great SR flip, textbook style. But then again, if we check out other pairs, for example, we can see that it is totally different. So if we check out BTC USDT, we can see that this week was not that low. We got the same move up, but it did not backtest this SR flip. So if we remember this level here, 26,536, 26,536, and transfer that over here to our Bybit chart, we can see a very nice area of confluence here at those highs with the fib channel. So definitely always higher time frame, very important to keep in mind where we are at and what could happen. So the best idea for me to look for swing shorts are around this area. So we could range around here a bit, get up, tap the fib, and then get a nice swing short to lower levels. This is high time frame short play for me and really important to keep in mind where we are locally. So let's zoom in a little bit. Let's get rid of some stuff here and let's see what happens more locally. Quickly checking also the VWAP bands. You can see here how well they were respected here on the lows. Lost backtest, again, really nice. Break through it. Also here, pit stop at the VWAP bands, and we are currently in the middle. So what are we doing in the middle? We wait for a better opportunity above the highs or below the lows. So again, if I would be looking for a long, I would be looking at 21,200 here, or maybe at 24,900 if we get a swing failure pattern of these local highs, or at the level higher up that I mentioned earlier if we continue to range here. So also looking at the range, what happened here over the last few days, we can still see that we got a really nice range going on here at those highs and how well respected it was. So basically getting into the range, starting to form it, midpoint, low, high, again grinding around the midpoint, again to the high, to the low. And also on our last video on Friday during Charts and Beers live here on YouTube, I mentioned this channel and that it is very important to look for the lows or the highs of this channel or of this range. So we were around here, I think, live in time on a session inside, and I wanted to go up to a higher level to take a short, but I informed everyone that we longed this little wick. We got a nice 2% scalp out of it, and I wanted to have a little higher push up. We did not get the higher push up, but we still got our nice move to the downside as I wanted to see. So far we are at support here at the lower time frame. We can also see the volume profile, if we check out where we are at, we are not only at the low of the channel, but this morning we also went into a previous day value area low with a nice confluence here and then got a nice push to the upside. So if we check out how the volume profiles and the POCs are always giving very nice reactions, support or resistance, we can already see here that we got, was it, yeah, nearly 1.7% move to the upside. So what I would like to see is either a reclaim or getting out of this local value area. So far we've rotated within it, getting back to the low, back to the high, and we can go back to the low, get a nice back test, and then move up to the point of control and the mid of the channel again. So locally talking about scalps and day trades, area of interest here, trading the low up to the midpoint of the channel. Could also take another swing failure at these lows and get up here, or another trade at the highs of the channel. So swing failure of those highs here and take it down again for another day, or scalp trade. So really important, always keep your levels marked, have your alerts set. Mine are above this wick here locally. If we get a reaction here for a scalp, and I will be checking speed of waves, and similarly if we get out of this local value area and the low of the range. So what we also should be aware of though is if we start losing levels. If we check out on the higher time frame, we can see still that we are ranging here sideways and we are still maintaining bullish market structure. So even to this place here, you can see all the levels, we always have nice bullish market structure still in place, and we did not lose any of the previous levels here. So really important, if we start losing levels here, get out of the channel. I will look for a short scalp here at the backtest if we get aggressive longs into the level and create an SR flip. Then we can trade it to lower levels. So how does it look? Let's quickly check here on speed of waves template. You can also see on today's low into the value area low and into the low of the channel, we got aggressive shorts and aggressive negative delta, a big drop off of CVD, and got a nice move out of it so far with an about 1.6%. So from a scalping perspective, a nice move so far to the upside. We can also see that we are currently at support not only from the channel but also from my waves cluster. So that's the cluster that I mentioned inside the pro launch last week, where we basically got already 2 or 3 nice scalp opportunities out of it. So first move into it, perfect move to the upside, another move into it, small move to the upside, another move into the cluster, and a nice pump to the upside. So also here, for example, now we were grinding down, we created another cluster here, a very small one, but still you can already see how well it was respected. So we lost the cluster, we found support at the lower cluster, made a nice move to the upper cluster, again into the cluster, up to the cluster as resistance, and to the lower side of the cluster. And so far we still have not lost this cluster. So this is key support here with the channel that I mentioned. And I would like to see this lost or get in on a retrace if we get some nice move down here at some local fips with some bullish CVD diffs. So always keep in mind higher time frame picture, and to trade with the trend, we are still within bullish market structure here, so we are still looking for scalp or day trade longs here. We can also see though that on the whole rise up so far here, we got some really nice bullish CVD diffs playing out. So if we pull this line here, for example, if we pull another one down here on CVD, we can see that we are creating bullish CVD diffs all the time, and also had this quite a few times already earlier here. Nice pump locally, and always again bullish CVD diffs, nice pump locally, bullish CVD diffs, nice pump locally, and again no levels were lost. So as I mentioned earlier, really important here locally also the VWAP closes. You can see how well respected they were over the weekend, and also the trade that we took live on session last week, basically with the nice pump here to the upside. We did not get the short from the upper one, but we still moved down after the nice 2% pump here, and got back into the VWAP close, rejected, VWAP close, rejected. So if we continue that way, I would like to take a short scalp here from this VWAP close, pump up into the VWAP close, take out the liquidity here of this high, and then take it to lower levels. So always keep in mind where we are, be aware of the levels below and above us, and trade safe, guys. And with that, I will hand it over to Dookie to cover some stocks for you, and we'll be back later.
How are you all doing? So today I'm quickly going to run over one of the stocks on my watch list. We're going to have a quick run over what we've been looking at for the past couple of months, what we're looking at going into the next couple of weeks and months ahead. So with that said, let's jump straight into it. Just Eat Takeaway. Okay, this one has been very, very nice over the past couple of months. So let's start putting on our analysis and dissecting what we're looking at. So we have this parallel channel. Put in a nice low, put in a nice high. Then when we came down to take those lows for failed auction, swing failure type pattern, depending on the time frame you're on, we got this nice move to the upside of 90%. So up at the high of this range, you also got a swing failure pattern, failed auction type move. And this is where we started to take profits from our long positions at the lows. Okay, so now when you've done that, when you've taken your profits on your longs, you need to know, where can I compound these positions? What am I looking for next? So at the time when we're looking at this setup that I'm going to show you, we were roughly in and around this region here. We were looking at this bull flag, okay, that we came down into the linear scale 382, and we got to move up to the upside. What we were identifying at the time was we had yearly pivots above, which are these red pivots, yearly pivots above, but we also had quarterly pivots untapped below, okay? So that was kind of giving me the idea that we may potentially have a failed auction type move on the high of this range. So back on the 3rd of January, here was the setup. So we were looking for, we had levels of confluence at the upside. So we're looking for a run of the buy side liquidity, take out those stop losses. We had yearly pivots. We had Fibonacci resistance, a few other bits and pieces. So the trade trigger for us was a swing failure pattern, failed auction type move above the highs, and the trigger would be to get into our positions once we start to break down below this range high. Okay, so far we came up, tapped those yearly pivots. We actually came back down into the range, and we came back up above the range. You see this an awful lot. And what we did come back up into, and we were looking at this inside lounge, we had this volume gap over here. So we actually came down, price came back up, tapped it, consolidated for another couple of days, and now back down, we're below the range. So there's two setups that we're looking for here. Setup one would be obviously our short position that we've been watching for the last while, okay? So setup one still stands, and it's not invalidated yet. Invalidation would be breaking above that area where we had the volume gap up here and starting to break market structure and hold above that range high. That's setup number one. For me, I would personally like this, because this would give us give you that opportunity that if it did come down, you would have that opportunity to start buying back in for another leg up. Take profit one, should we get this short position, would be at this mini range point of control, and take profit two would be down at these quarterly pivots. We don't have to trade this the whole way down. This would be a nice setup, or just maybe come down below those quarterly pivots to the midline of the channel. So that would be setup number one, okay? But we need to, should this short position get invalidated, we need to be ready. So what we're looking for is this. Okay, so I'll actually just get this out of the way. Down on the lower time frame, right? We're starting to get a move up here today. We're coming up and we're testing that range high. So alert's going off. So what I would look for, if we start to break back above this range, back test with volume, and we start to come up, you know, and break through this volume, well, I'm going to just add back on the positions that I sold up here at those yearly pivots. You know, I'm still getting in at a cheaper price down here, but I'm going to add back on should I start to see strength. So keep an open minded on this one, but this could give us a nice opportunity should it start to break down. Now, if we go on log scale and we take a trend line and run it up, so we had our first low here, put in our second low. This gives us a nice trend line. You can see we lost that trend line. Back test again, up where we had the volume gap for a move down. So what I'm going to be monitoring over the next couple of days is how we react below this range low. Okay, so how we react below this range low and what's going on. This is one of many stocks that we're looking at inside in the Pro Traders Lounge. Like, we've everything, we're covering everything from stocks, commodities, crypto, you name it. So if you enjoyed this and if it's something that you'd like to see again, I could throw in a stock each week. Post in a comment or give us a like on this video. This is something that I could run over one stock from the watch list each week if it's something that you're interested in. So just to sum it up, there is a potential that we have a short position to trade it down. If not, and we start to break above here and we start to get back above this volume gap, we'll add back onto our positions, because I think this has the potential to get a nice run. If not, and we break back down, we'll hold those short positions, because she could come the whole way back down and give us a swing failure. Who knows? We're not here to try predict what's going to happen, but from the technicals, there's that possibility of the short. Should it get invalidated, add back on and trade it a bit higher, look for the next setup. So that's it from me on Just Eat. If you enjoyed, click the like button and give us a comment. Nice one.